I am here talking to Broderick, Sora graduate class of 2025, who has already been doing some absolutely amazing things in your first year after graduation, including you just came back from a very exciting trip. So, do you want to start us off and talk about what you've been up to since graduating Sora?
So after Sora, I decided to continue my capstone project, and our goal was to get it in the hands of professional athletes to help prevent injuries. And so what I started working on was reaching out to coaches to demo it with some skaters before the Olympics, and a lot of the skaters liked it. So then uh, seven skaters used it at the Olympics, and one of them got a bronze medal, which was very cool.
Can you take me back to the initial thoughts for this project when you were in the capstone?
hmm
How did you initially come up with it, and what made you decide to take a gap year and focus on it full time?
I had a lot of ideas for the capstone, and it was actually like right after sectionals. And then like three of my like best friends all got injured at the same time. I was like, oh shoot, this is like a real problem. Like people are getting injured, they had to like take 6 months off. And they were really good athletes too. Like one of them was gonna go to nationals and now they couldn't go to nationals because of this injury. And so I started like reading a bunch of textbooks on injuries, sports injuries. I was like, dang, a lot of these are really preventable. Like, why do so many happen if they're really preventable? And then I started asking coaches, and it's like see a decline in performance, but they think the skater's just tired that day, or they see a decline in performance, they don't it doesn't click. Like they notice it, but they also don't notice it. And I was like, well, apps and algorithms are really good at doing that, noticing what maybe is obvious but not so clear. And so then I just instantly jotted that down as the idea for my capstone and circled in.
What was then the process like to take that project that you had worked on as a student and sort of transition into this is a real world sort of a startup idea that I have?
Oh yeah.
What was that transition period like, and what has it been like, as now you're at the Olympics less than a year after graduating?
I had multiple opportunities to present in front of a couple hundred people. And then I was like, shoot, if I can present in front of a couple hundred people at Sora, I can do the same thing to a bunch of coaches or athletes or in front of a bunch of sports scientists. So then I emailed a bunch of sports scientist groups to ask to present what I was working on to them. And I got to join those sessions. And just by presenting, they're like, sports scientists, you're going to know coaches, and you get introduced to coaches. So then a lot of people were interested in that project. They were able to introduce me to the coaches whose athletes used it. And so that was like my first thought was like seeing interest or getting interest.
What's next for you moving forward for this project, for your, future endeavors? Do you have plans? I mean, you've already done, so much. I think it would be okay if you took like maybe a month off, but, I'm sure that you have many ideas for what you're moving forward to.
Well, right now I'm here in Malaysia and like it's really cool. Here there's like a ton of like other founders and like investors. So it's kind of cool to be surrounded by a bunch of people also working on stuff. I think in meeting people, I'm just kind of subconsciously learning and then getting ideas and figuring out what I'm going to do next just from talking to people. And so kind of continuation of like the mentorship program from Sora, right? Like we learned how to cold email people or talk to people, but there's like so much value in not ending that right when Sora ends and to continue to do that or continue to talk to people.
Anything else you might like to say to our fellow alumni community?
Probably next year, early next year, maybe spring next year, probably gonna be hiring. And so if Sora kids want a job, I'd recommend emailing me because I'm gonna need to hire people. And it's nice to hire people who I know already think different, which I think Sora has a lot of people. So yeah, I will throw that out there.
That'd be amazing. An all Sora company would be fantastic.
Exactly. No, I actually imagine that. I think it'd be really cool because then everyone already has like the skills and training and background to just build projects and build stuff and do things.
Absolutely. We all share the same foundation.